Good morning, everyone. This week we're going to discuss week 2 discussion. Our first question is, what is communication management? How does it apply to project management? Communication management is pretty much the total control of what's going on in the project. It is important to project management because you are able to keep control of what's being created, collected, distributed, stored, retrieved, and ultimately delegating all information in agreement with what communication management plans addresses. Our second question, what are some of the variables to consider when communicating with the project team? Some of the variables when communicating with a team is that of any changes having to do with the project. In order to communicate with your team, it has to be done within a series of steps. For example, how we communicate with a team has to be done through team meetings due to information that the project manager receives as it's coming in. Third question, what is the best method to run the team meeting? Pretty simple. Some of the best ways to run the team meetings is having a person or a designated person to keep time of the meeting, having a memo or a task list in order for everything to be discussed during the team meeting, and only have an allotted set time in order to do the meeting. Make sure that anything having to do in the meeting is within the time limit and it doesn't interfere with anybody's daily work. By giving everyone a memo or a task list of what's going to be discussed at the meeting, it gives everybody a plenty opportunity to be able to discuss any items on the list, or might be able to come up with anything more to add on to the list and perhaps roll it over to the next team meeting. Let me see. Our fourth question, what is a communication blocker? Communication blocker pretty much is something that impedes the effective way of communicating with your team. For example, if it is something that people, For example, it is something that people sometimes do, but not always intentionally. The effect of this can be negative to the team if things that are not properly explained or said effectively to the team. Our next question, how would a communication blocker lead to a non-optimal outcome on a project? A communication blocker can lead to something negative within the team. Some examples of this that I listed, having the wrong assumption of a team member, simply going off topic, or not focusing on the main point of the meeting that needs to be communicated with the team. Next question, what is the best method to communicate with the team? There are several things that can help out the team for communication. Some examples: meeting regularly, being inclusive. You can always benefit. Be inclusive about the team meetings. You can always benefit in many ways. It can benefit the team or as an individual, even if you invite other people to the meeting. If you're not sure of who invite to the meeting or who should be part of the meeting, it never hurts to have a representative from another team or another section. You might just never know. It might actually just help you with your project or that specific section that you guys are working on. Our next question, what is the best way to discuss issues on the team? As stated before, we need to keep it professional and respectful to others. Having to put the blame on others will not get anybody far within the team. If you want to be able to give that team member a chance to voice their opinion in a neutral environment where nobody will be blamed for or anything that might go or did go wrong within the project. As a project manager, how do you determine what is the best method to praise and discipline an employee? A project manager should always praise the employee in public, in a neutral environment, or in a neutral award ceremony or dinner. From personal experience, a person that's always been praised in public, they feel more appreciated and accomplished, making them feel that they are doing something right and meaningful to work. As for disciplining employees, a set of guidelines must be followed in a way that the employee do not feel that they are doing it out of spite or bias. Discipline must be done in a private, in person, and behind closed doors. Having to discipline someone in front of everyone will not only will not, I'm sorry, not only that employee feel embarrassed and ashamed, but the rest of the team will have mixed feelings about it, and the team's morale will decrease. That's pretty much what I have for right now, guys, for week 2. Looking forward to some feedback, and we'll see you guys next time.